Imagine yourself 2 meters away from a wall. You start moving a meter, followed by half a meter, then half of the previous distance, and so on. Do you think you will ever reach the wall? You would be right if you said you get infinitely close but never actually reach it. But there is a way to approximate that point using the concept of limits. Limits are a fundamental concept in calculus that helps us to approximate a function at a given point when it is discontinuous or asymptotic. In this video, we will be exploring different ways to solve a limit expression. All right, here is one. What is the limit of the function x squared plus 3x as x approaches 2? There are two ways to solve it. You could simply substitute 2 into the function to return the value of the function at that point. Or you can separate the limit of the function into the limit of its terms like this, and then substitute 2. Both methods return the same value. This method is used for more complex functions, like this, and then substitute the approaching x value to find the value returned by the function. In this case, it would be 2 squared, which is 4 plus the other limit, which is 3 times 2, 6. 4 plus 6 gives us 10. Another rule, which is similar to the sum rule, is the difference rule. It is the same idea that you split the limit of the function into the limit of its terms, and then substitute the approaching value, like this. Another important rule in limits is the constant rule. When you are taking the limit of a function that is multiplied by some constant, you will need to multiply the constant by the limit of the term as shown, and then you solve it by substitution, giving you 7 times 3, which is equal to 21. Another rule that embodies a similar concept is the product rule, which says that limit of function like x times square root of x can be split into the limit of its terms and then multiplied as shown. From there, the approximating x value can be substituted to get 2 times square root, where pause. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, back to the video. Another important rule is known as the power rule. It says that taking the limit of a function to the nth power is equivalent to finding the limit of the function, and then the resulting answer is raised to the nth power, giving the same answer. In this case, the lim of x plus 1 whole squared as x approaches 3 is equal to the limit of x plus 1 as x approaches 3 squared, giving us 16 as the answer. Finally, we have the root rule. This is really similar to the power rule. It says that the limit of a function involving the nth root of x can be simplified into being the nth root of the limit of the x as approaches a number. For example, in this case, the limit of the square root of x as x approaches 9 can be simplified into the square root of the limit of x as x approaches 9, which by substitution of the values gives us 3. This rule is known as the quotient rule, and this can be applied when the limit of one function divided by another function. This can be solved by finding the limit of the function in the numerator and dividing it by the function in the denominator, like shown. And then using substitution, the limit is solved, giving us a half or 3/6. And that is all for this video. If you learned something, drop a like, subscribe, and comment limits. And I will post a video covering the exceptions in these rules and ways to deal with indeterminate forms in limit expressions. Thank you, and stay safe.